Right, we're going to start this series with a quiz. Geography fans, time to flex those brain muscles. Name the country from the following clues. This country has the fourth biggest worldwide population with more than 266 million inhabitants, which sees them behind only China, the USA and India in the rankings. Put this in perspective, that is more people than France, Germany and the UK combined. This mystery country is also made up of 17,504 individual islands, spread across more than 700,000 square miles. It also holds the record for having the population with the shortest average height, at just 1.58 metres. That's a shade over 5 feet, with the average male clocking in at 5'5". To put that in perspective, that's 2 inches shorter than Lionel Messi, but just a little taller than Muggsy Bogues. I believe those are still internationally recognised units of measurement, aren't they? Okay, good. So, any guesses yet then? I'll level with you, I never would have got it. The mystery country is Indonesia. So, this beautiful island nation, situated in Southeast Asia, has one more stat that is of particular interest to setting the scene for this series. Not only do they have a massive population, Indonesia also has more football fans than any other country. A staggering 77% of the population have an interest in football, compared to 67% in Brazil, and just 52% in the UK. Oh, that's bloody typical. We can't even dominate at being interested in football, let alone playing it. So anyway, sorry. So with over 200 million football fans and a rapidly developing economy that sees its GDP in a similar range to countries like Brazil, Mexico and Turkey, you would expect that Indonesia must be producing at least a few promising young footballers. As we mentioned, they're only beaten when it comes to population by China, India and the USA. Sure, none of these three have produced a huge amount in the way of talented footballers themselves, but in those countries there are plenty of other sports diluting these efforts. In Indonesia, football is very much the national pastime. Which is why I was so surprised to see that up until very recently there was not a single native Indonesian playing in any of Europe's top leagues. Their national side is also ranked 164th in the FIFA World Ranking, behind countries such as Vanuatu. Is that even a place? But what's the reason for this underperformance? Well, I think it would be fair to say that Indonesian football is quite badly run. Corruption and government interference in the leagues has been rife for many years, from match fixing to the misuse of millions of dollars earmarked for investment in Indonesian football. So bad was the administration of the Indonesian league that in 2015 FIFA suspended the entire thing and simultaneously banned the national side from competing at international tournaments. Indonesia certainly has the potential to become a significant player in the world of football, but as it stands has a lot of problems to work through before it can get there. There is, however, one player that offers a glimmer of hope for Indonesian football fans about the future of their sport. A player who has already impressed on the international stage. A player who has been listed by the Guardian newspaper alongside players like Jadon Sancho and Vinicius Jr. as one of the 60 best young talents in world football. And most importantly, a player who will be our new Become a Legend hero for PES 2019. Step forward, Egy Maulana Vikri. Yeah, woohoo! So, vital stats, well, Egy is 18 years old, just turned 18, he's left-footed, stands at 5'4" tall and operates primarily as an attacking midfielder. His height, left-footedness and position means that he has already had that young player kiss of death of being likened to Messi, but we'll quickly skip over that for now, despite the fact that there certainly are similarities. At age 11 his raw talent was spotted by scouts and he was given a place at the Ragunan Elite Sports School. From what I can make out, this is something of a La Masia for talented young Indonesian athletes, but across a number of different sports rather than just football, with only 8 new footballers admitted each year from across Indonesia. And they can be expelled at any time for not performing on the pitch. It's pretty hardcore. Egy's skill and natural talent shone, and he was eventually called up to an under-19 squad who travelled to the world-renowned Toulon tournament in 2017. Whilst his side did fail to win even a point, Egy's performances still managed to earn him the prestigious Breakout Player Award, which has been won in the past by superstars including Cristiano Ronaldo and Zinedine Zidane. Not bad company to be keeping. These performances in Toulon, combined with 8 goals in the Under-19 Asian Football Federation Championship, were enough to get some of Europe's biggest clubs interested. A number of clubs offered him trials including Ajax, Benfica and St Etienne, but Egy decided eventually on a move to Polish side Lechia Gdansk, signing a 3-year contract in July 2018 that began on his 18th birthday. Why Poland? I'm not entirely sure, although it does appear they offered him a full contract rather than trial, so that may have been a factor. So there we are, up to date on his history. Egy in real life has just completed his third start for Lechia Gdansk's second team as he works to get both match fit and used to the physical side of Polish football. He scored 3 in 3 appearances for the second team, with a first team start reportedly not far away. So before we get into the action, it's worth mentioning as well Egy's incredible following. He has 1.2 million Instagram followers for a start, more than, say, England World Cup hero Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who has a frankly pathetic 1.1 million followers. Pfft, why does he even bother? Egy's fan base isn't really that surprising, I guess. Imagine if England only had one player to overhype and then ultimately be disappointed by. Just imagine the pressure that player would be under. Well, in this series, we're going to channel that pressure and give the incredibly passionate and dedicated Indonesian football fans exactly what they deserve. A Ballon d'Or winner to call their own, the very best player in the world. Come on then, Egy, let's do this. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of series 3 of Become a Legend Story Mode. For those of you familiar with this series and PES Story Mode as a channel, welcome back. I've missed you. I know it's only been a week, but hey, it's good to see you again. For those of you new to the channel, welcome aboard. It's an absolute honour to have you along for the ride. I'll quickly summarise what Become a Legend Story Mode and PES Story Mode as a channel is all about. Basically, I play PES. That's a given, isn't it? But what I like to do, what I add in terms of a little bit of extra spice is we play with real life players. We try to write the story of their career when it comes to Become a Legend and follow them from youngster all the way through to potentially, hopefully, the best player in the world. So that's what we're going to try and aim for. The last 2 series have been with England's Jack Harrison and Brazilian wonder kid Gabigol. They've both been very successful, and Egy, our new hero, who I'm sure you're happy to have just been introduced to, has got a lot to live up to. And obviously coming straight from Indonesia, at the moment he's playing in Poland, he's going to have a lot to do in terms of adapting to football in Europe, but also just living here as well. So it'll be interesting to consider those things as well as we go. Just a few notes about him before we get going and take a look at Egy. Very excited. And also I'm very excited to play PES 19. I haven't even really mentioned that. Obviously this is a big part of the year for me. I've been excited about playing a new PES every year for what seems like decades. It is actually decades. So as we go, we can also look and see how things are feeling, how things are doing. And I think they're doing pretty well from what I've played in the demo. But anyway, yeah, admin. So 4 episodes go out on this channel a week as it stands. The schedule is changing for those of you familiar with the channel. Basically, it's going to be Become a Legend Story Mode every Monday and Thursday, Master League Story Mode every Tuesday and Friday. That leaves the weekends free, but hopefully not for long. We'll talk about this more in the future, but basically, there are a few select absolute legends who support this channel via Patreon, which is a great way to contribute to your favourite content creators, and they very kindly donate between $1 and, well, some a little bit more than that as well, each month. And the first goal, when we get to $100 a month, we're not far off, will be to have 2 monthly streams, and they will be happening at the weekend. So I've made a little bit of space for them, hoping and praying that we get to that goal, and then we'll be streaming something. So link in the description to the Patreon if you want to donate to this channel, great. If you don't, then that's absolutely fine. We can still be friends. All I ask is that you comment and subscribe and like every video. That's it. That's all I ask. It's not much. Not much at all. One final mention as well is to PES Universe, which I am a proud member of. I'm using their option file right now. Oh my gosh, some of the kits are great. Obviously, we won't get to see them really until we maybe move to the Premier League or play teams in some of the leagues that they've provided kits for. But if you've just bought PES 19 and you're confused as to why none of the kits are there and all the names are weird, where's Norwood? Well, all you need to do is make your way over to PES Universe and sign up for a membership, and you can download one of the incredible option files for PC and PS4. Right, I think that's just about enough. Let's go and start a new Become a Legend. This is what I've been waiting for. Come on then. So we'll start with a little bit more admin here. Superstar, it's got to be Superstar. No question about it. We always play Superstar. Match time, 10 minutes for now. That's fine. Currency unit, pounds. I mean, we're most likely... we're starting in Europe, so we'll go with the Euro to start with. And no classic players. That's easy street. So we are playing with an existing player. Egy has been added into the game. Now, this is where we hit our first stumbling block. I'm sure many of you will be thinking, the Polish League isn't in PES. How are we going to play with Egy? Well, we're not playing in Poland. Remember, this is a story mode. It's a slightly different reality to real life. So I've had to go looking for another club for Egy. I wanted to find a league that was fairly similar and a standard quality of player. Fairly similar to the Polish League, just so, not for one, Egy can get a chance to actually play. If we would put him into a side like Ajax or some of the other teams that were interested in him, then he might struggle. he's still got room to improve, absolutely. So here it is, right at the top of the table. I've gone for the Belgian League. Yes, the Jupiler Pro League. We're going to learn a lot about that, I'm sure, over the next few episodes and few weeks. And which side did I choose? Well, we could have chosen one of the big boys, Anderlecht, Club Brugge. But no, we've gone a little bit off-piste. And I'll tell you for why right now. Egy Maulana Vikri, our boy, is going to be playing to begin with. And obviously we will move. That's going to happen, and maybe relatively soon. But to begin with, we're playing at Waasland Beveren. Yes, of course, everyone knows it. The famous yellow and blue. No? Okay. But there was some reasoning behind this. I've not gone completely insane. I was having a look for some links that Egy might have with some European clubs, just to give us a reason to go there, other than Lechia Gdansk, which obviously we can't go to. And I found a player by the name of S3E1. So any of you watching who are Indonesian may have heard of him. He was pretty much, until Egy moved to Poland, the only or the most recent native Indonesian player to play in Europe. And he played at a few different clubs. I think he played at Espanyol. He's a left back. Played at Waasland Beveren, or he was there for a bit. So that's the connection. I'm assuming that Arthur and Egy know each other. Indonesia's a pretty small place. It's just like a little village, isn't it? So they probably knew each other. And there's the connection. So it will be Waasland Beveren. We'll learn a bit more about them as a club as we go. And let's go and have a look at him for the first time. Here he is. Egy Maulana Vikri. There he is. 18 years old. 165 centimetres short. Tall, I guess. Left-footed, as we know. Indonesian, as we know. And we can take now a quick look at his stats. Now, as you can see, his overall rating is 67. That's pretty decent. I mean, you can be a young player in this and be significantly lower. Let's take a look through some of the other players in this team. Well, there's a 22-year-old Rwandan, 64 rated, 60 rated right back, 57. I mean, you know, we're going to be one of the better players in this side already, which is, I guess it's okay. I mean, you've seen from the footage, Egy is a very talented player. I think the suggestion is that he will start at Lechia Gdansk. So the Belgian league isn't quite as good as the Polish league. So I think 67 is probably about right. It gives us a lot of room to improve as well, which will be the fun part of this series. I'm really liking the idea of building up a player from such a low ranking up to the best player in the world. It's going to take some time, but I can promise you this, it's going to be good fun. And actually, before we look at his stats, I've got to thank my good friend Shales for the incredible job he's done with the face build for Egy. It could be a face scan. I really genuinely believe it's that good. He looks excellent. If you want to create Egy yourself in PES, then Shales will have that over on the PES DNA channel. There's a link in the description. Pop over there, subscribe to that as well. And you can make your own Egy and you can play with him in any team you like. It doesn't have to be the giants of Belgian, Waasland Beveren. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats. I'm sure you're all looking forward to that. So I'll take you through my my thought process for this guy. Obviously, I've had to scout him myself from videos, which is a very modern way to scout players. I'm sure all the big clubs are basically just watching YouTube all day. Attacking prowess, I've gone with 70. He is a goal scorer. He's absolutely a goal scorer. He plays mainly as an attacking midfielder, can play as a second striker or a winger, but he certainly looks to bomb forward. And I think he does make intelligent runs, and that's really one of the main parts of attacking prowess. So we'll keep that at 70. Pretty happy with that. Ball control and dribbling, he's obviously very good at. I think we could have gone a bit higher here, but still, only 18. Room to improve. Only just 18 as well. So 72, 74, ball control, dribbling. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, low passing, lofted passing, this might be a bit controversial. Obviously, it's hard from highlights to get a real feel of how a player is as a playmaker, as a spotter of passes. You need to be watching full games. Maybe with time I'll have a chance. But 69 for both of them. Again, room to improve. He could well be up to mid-70s within a couple of seasons. 71 finishing. Yeah, he looks to be a pretty good finisher. Really does. Place kicking 72. He has certainly got a good spot kick on him. I've seen some good clips of him scoring free kicks. And I also found this great bit of sort of Polish TV show, game show type thing where Egy was invited on and he took some penalties that were absolutely insane. Just banging him top corner. So he can definitely put away a place kick. So I'm happy with 72 there. Swerve and header, low. Obviously, defensively, ball winning. That has been cited by many as one of the downsides of his game. It's not really what he's there to do. He's an attacking midfielder. He's Egy Messi, as they know him. But, you know, that's not such a big deal in that position. Kicking power, 71. And then his speed, explosive power and unwavering balance. All good mid to high 70s. I think that sort of sums up what he's like. He looks to be a short, stocky player, low centre of gravity, hard to get the ball off. Maybe not physically strong, so I've gone with 65. Not so great at jumping, and then through to weak foot accuracy. Hard to tell there. Weak foot usage. I didn't see much of him using his right foot, so we've gone with 1. That could be tricky. Maybe we can look to learn outside curler. That nullifies that pretty well. Stamina 69. I mean, he's been playing in Indonesia. He's not been playing in the top flight. I think moving over even to the Belgian league could be a big shock to the system. So I'm sure he'll have to build that up. And there we go. That's it, really. He's got the playing style, amazing run. His playing style overall is creative playmaker. But there we have it. 67 rated. Plenty of room to improve. But also, actually, definitely a player I would buy in Master League. That range of stats looks great. I think it sums him up pretty well from what I've seen. Anyone who's seen more of him, then please let me know how wrong I am. But we're going with it. We have no other choice. So here he is. Little Eggy. Oh, but he's going to turn into a big, big player. We know that much. Looking lovely in the famous yellow and blue of Waasland Beveren. Oh, this is going to be great. I can already feel it. I'm already very excited. Slight change of font weight there. Am I going crazy? Might be. So welcome to Waasland Beveren. I'm the club secretary. Happy to be working with you. Very happy to be working with you too. Thank you very much. So we seem to be playing in the International Champions Cup. That's great. And we're starting as well. Perfect opportunity for Eggy to get himself noticed, get himself in front of the eyes of Yannick Ferreira, the Waasland Beveren coach. And we get to hear from our agent, which is a man by the name of Dusan Bogdanovic. Interesting. I mean, he had a lot of work to do. Obviously, after the Toulon tournament, after some of Eggy's great performances, a lot of the big names in world football came calling. Who knows what was happening behind the scenes when those negotiations were in play. Dusan is a Serbian. He played in the Indonesian leagues. He didn't play anywhere else. I don't know quite how that career trajectory took him, but now he's an agent, and he's Eggy's agent. And we can only hope that he's going to be a very busy boy over the next few years. But for now, he's done his job. He's got Eggy the move to Waasland. And now, I mean, it does sound like Wasteland, Bavarian Wasteland, doesn't it? Anyway, so we are playing in the Champions Cup. Oh, this is going to be a trial by fire for Eggy. And there he is. Look, oh, it's a video. That's a nice touch, I guess. That is nice. There he is having a... Oh, that was short. Do we have to watch that again? No? Can we... No? Okay, fine. That was nice, though. That was nice. So before we get into the first game, which is going to be an absolute stinker... We're going to go and look and choose Eggy's number. He wants the number 10. There's no doubt about it. Who's got it? Vanzo. Not even a number 10. He's a right winger. We've got to step in there, make our presence known. Eggy wants that number 10 shirt. He's going to make it his. They gave it to him at Lechia Gdansk, and I think he probably deserves it here. Let's take a quick look at the team, see how it lines up. Obviously, we're starting today, right in the centre of this side. What sort of tactics do they play? Okay, interesting. Short pass possession game, interesting, attacking down the centre, that works well. Frontline pressure, defensive style, conservative pressuring, looking to sit back and soak up. Fine, that's fine. So what have we got in terms of attacking midfield competition? Doesn't seem to be any other native attacking midfielders. Oh, there's a couple down here, 60, 61 rated, that's good. Who's our best player? Looks to be Ampamar out on the left, going to try and build a relationship with him. Got Forte up front, he's a big lad, 25-year-old. Decent finisher, good with his head, not exactly quick. Could be supplying him with a few goals, hopefully. Got a couple of defensive midfielders sitting behind us, 71 rated one, that's not bad. Abdullah, he's got a good peg on him. Massap at the back, he's also a well-rated player, 73 rated. This left-hand side looks solid. Definitely going to have to be trying to link up with these guys. Let's not take a look at the side that we're playing, because that is going to be brutal. So just a quick look at our competitions for this year. We are playing, obviously, in the ICC. Who wouldn't want to see Waasland Beveren alongside Celtic, Atletico Madrid and River Plate? It's going to be tricky. It's going to be really tricky. So as you can see here, we've got regular season and Jupiler Pro League. I think what this is that the Belgian league has a sort of playoffs for winning the league. I maybe need to look into this a bit more. So you have the regular season, and I think then the top 6 teams go into basically a finals, a playoffs to decide the champion each season. We also have the Croquis Cup. Like the sound of that. Excited about that one. So there's the clip again. He's looking good. He actually speaks pretty good English, Eggy. I guess Belgians are pretty good at English as well, so that might not be too much of a problem. Don't think he speaks any other languages, but he's got a lot of things to worry about in terms of adapting to European lifestyle. See, Belgium's a pretty good place to go, I would say. They probably do speak more English in Belgium than a lot of other places he could have gone. Obviously, he gets to enjoy delicious Belgian beer now that he's 18. He's probably not going to be getting too involved in the high-strength Belgian beers that I'm a big fan of, notoriously on this channel. But anyway, less of that. I think we're ready to go in our first game, and it is a massive one. Massive, massive one. Ferreira lining up Eggy for his first start. And everyone's on a yellow arrow. That's interesting. We haven't got some weird setting, have we? No. You can't do that, can you? That's just a coincidence, I guess. Up against, Jesus Christ, we're going to get absolutely destroyed here. So what we do know about Egy is he is a very capable player on the ball. He likes to run with the ball. He's got an eye for goal. Good from set pieces. I'm sure he never really believed that he'd be playing at this level in his first game up against Atletico Madrid. This is going to be a very, very tricky one for him. It's going to be an excellent test of his skills. But Waasland Beveren surely second favourites in this one. Oh, well, let's hope it doesn't dent his confidence too much. Surely only a few weeks ago he would have been watching Atletico Madrid on TV, dreaming of playing there. Well, his agent has pulled some strings and got him into a side that is somehow eligible for the International Champions Cup. Fine, let's make a big impression. Come on then. So fans of the channel will notice I'm going for a slightly different camera for Become a Legend this series. Going to see how this pans out. Great header there from our big centre forward. I think it's a pretty nice view, especially for an attacking midfielder. You can see a lot of the pitch. And that is a long ball that we're not going to get to, but at least we've got the ball in their half. And we've won a corner as well. No, we haven't. So more long balls up to the big centre forward, and that's nicely worked. Egy's made an excellent run. Oh, and the ball is overhit, and I think we're offside. But that is a good sign of things to come. Found the space. Wide open there. Into the box. Pass was overhit. He was offside. But come on. Positive. So as I said, we've got a really tough task here. And we've got Diego Costa amongst others waiting in the box for this one. And it is going to be Costa at the far post. Good header away. And it's a first touch. And not a great one for Egy. In a Waasland Beveren shirt. Loses possession straight away. Oh, nice header on from Diego Costa. Griezmann bearing down on goal. And my gosh. Even with the defensive intervention, that very nearly went in. Took a good fingertip save from the keeper. Preventing Atletico Madrid getting the first goal here. Lamar, first time ball into Griezmann. Oh my god. Oh my god. Keeper just watches it. Egy into a good position here. That's not a good ball, but we'll get to it. Oh, and he's up. Oh, he couldn't quite get away. I think that was Godin. What a player to have to go up against in your first ever game in Europe. Oh, lovely little bit of hold-up play there from the centre forward. It's pulled wide now. Egy wants it short. Is he going to get to that? He does. Keeps it moving back to the left back. He's looking for options. And he's going to play it all the way back. Egy showing for it though. Seen the run. Oh, it's a good ball. This is our first attacking opportunity here. Oh, the low ball in is not good enough. But a little flurry of play there from Egy and from Waasland at the end. And we go in 0-0. I think we would have taken that at the beginning of the game. Something to build on here. Who knows? A shot goal late on could see us in a good position. So we've actually had slightly more possession. So I would say we're dominating here. Only one shot in the whole game from Atletico Madrid. Yeah, we're doing okay. Doing okay. It's a pre-season, obviously. Everyone's still getting back into the swing of things. But Egy's got a point to prove here, and he can really show his manager what he's all about. Struggled to get on the ball very much so far, but, you know, still plenty of time. Come on. Oh, that's nice play. And Egy's found that pocket of space. Oh, they've dropped off here, and we let that go to our heads. And that's a crunching tackle. Atletico Madrid can break now. Ball over the top looking for Diego Costa. This is where he operates very, very efficiently. Gets away from his man. First really angry shot of the game from Costa. It's blazed wide. Ball's over the top like that. Oh, his bread and butter. Took it down well. Held off the Beveren defender. It's not far wide. Oh, good work from Egy. Steps away from his man. Now the ball is looped in. Looking for him again. And it's forced a header into touch. Corner here. Good stuff. Good work from Egy. And unsurprisingly, being as we are pretty decent with the old set pieces, it's Egy on corners here. Hopefully that can rack up a few assists for him this season. Let's put in the outswinger. It's a good one. Can we look for the big centre forward? Goes all the way through. We can keep this one alive here. Egy's made a decent run. Oh, it's a ball in. Oh, wasn't the best pass. Oh, and that's a cynical foul on Egy there in the middle of the pitch. And it's a yellow card for Sol. This game isn't really going anywhere. Not many chances created from either side. But Egy there just takes it away from the Spaniard. Wins a free kick in a dangerous position. He's not on the long free kicks. Okay, hopefully we can get the knockdown from the big number 7. Flighted into the box. It'll be Egy who takes it down. Gets the shot off with the right. So 74 minutes gone. And this will become a theme. when your stamina's this low, especially early in your career, really got to work on just managing our fatigue. At the moment, yeah, we're pretty much dead, which means probably we'll get pulled off by the manager at the next opportunity. So if we're going to work anything, it's going to have to be now. Egy does well to find a way out of that. Now he's made his way into the box, looping to the far post. Ball comes in. Oh, and it doesn't beat the first man. And as I mentioned, that'll be it for Egy today. Yeah, 79 minutes, that's not bad for your first game against a European powerhouse like Atletico Madrid. He did well. A couple of key passes, drew a couple of fouls, some good dribbling, had a shot as well. Might be our only shot in the game. Oh no! Oh no! And Waslem Peveren, who were the punchline of this tournament, the joke side. They've come up with a late winner against the favourites Atletico Madrid. The yellow and blues from Belgian have come up with something which no one expected, and rightly so. Atletico Madrid, one of the best defences, probably the best defence in world club football, and they've been beaten here. Surely too late for them to come back as well, and it's going to be a valuable 3 points, or however many points you get. I don't know what this tournament works like. Last chance here for Atletico Madrid with only 2 minutes left in this one. Ball goes wide, but it's well dealt with again by Waslin's defence. And we keep it moving. Lovely football here. Seconds left. The referee looks at his watch, and that is going to be full time here in the ICC, and it is a huge win for the Belgian boys. I wouldn't even say it was against the run of play because Atletico Madrid were awful. So there we are, Wasland dominating possession. We know that we're a short passing possession side. We've done it on a very high level today against an incredibly strong side and came away with obviously the clinching goal. Atletico Madrid only allowed 1 shot on target. How did Egy do? Oh, a 4.5. That's not good. Okay, so individual player ratings do have a big effect on how your career progresses. I think that's a little unfair. Maybe it was just purely on not getting involved enough. I mean, I don't know. We had a shot on target. We only misplaced 1 pass. I don't understand why that's so poor. We didn't win any tackles, I guess, but there's a lot of players who did a lot worse. Maybe it's down to touches. We only made 18 touches. Maybe they expect more from an attacking midfield. I don't know. That seems to be quite tight. But fine. Not a problem. Doesn't matter with through. It's a team game. It's a team. Oh, that's annoying, though. Come on. So here we are in the group, and it's River Plate who get off to a winning start against Celtic. Putting 4 past them as well. That's poor. That's poor from Celtic. So quick look at our basic info. We're on €500,000 salary. That seems pretty decent. Pretty decent for an 18-year-old coming in for his first professional contract. We'll take it though. Manager trust level. We'll learn as we go. If you've not already watched this series, that's a big thing for us. We need to get that higher than it is. 52% means we may start. You get a sort of grace period at the beginning of a Become a Legend where you start a few games. It's almost like the manager's trying you out. It's almost like in real life, I guess. So you've got to perform well. 4.5s at this stage is a no-go. That's not good. So we're still in the starting lineup, but unfortunately we've been turned down for the number 10. We've got to prove we're worth it. Well, we will. Don't you worry about that. So no point in messing around. We might as well get straight into the second game in the ICC. A win today would be incredible, wouldn't it? Let's take a look. See how everyone's doing. Egy on a downward arrow. That's not surprising after a 4.5. That'll happen. That will happen. That's going to make things very tricky. Celtic obviously full of talent. Dembele up front. Is he going to be there much longer? We're going up against Scott Brown. That's going to be bit of a bruiser. Bit of a rough day, I think, for Egy. This really is, as I said, a baptism of fire. Olivier Hincham, thankfully, on the bench because he would dominate us in that midfield. Let's get into it. Come on then. So after the shock first win, Celtic now must be taking us a little bit more seriously. We're not the jokes that you thought we would be, are we? Well, you're right, we're not. We're here to win it. And I think that must be the number 7, the big centre forward. I'm feeling a partnership already forming between them. I think we're going to feed off his balls. That doesn't sound right, does it? We're going to nestle up. No, not net. We're going to accept everything he's got to give us when it comes to knockdowns, and we're going to try and develop a big man, little man relationship. That's not the big 7, actually, but he is a big lad, absolutely. And I like the idea of Egy playing behind a target man. I think that could work well. Scott Brown now with a lot of space for Celtic. The captain puts a low ball in, looking for Dembele. He shields it well, looks to put a ball in, and that's dealt with nicely. But Egy loses out before he can get it away. And the pressure from Celtic will continue. Oh dear. No, that's well dealt with in the end. And the long ball out to the big centre forward. He gets the knock on almost into Egy. That's what we're looking for. That's the relationship. He does well to ride that challenge. Oh, but can't get away from the 2. Oh, but he's won it back. It's into the number 9. Ball over the top is a very, very poor one, but we've kept it going. One ball into Egy. Through on goal. Oh, he's just offside. Heartbreak there. With the goal at his mercy. Oh, he's done that very well. Inches in that one. Almost broke the offside trap, and surely that would have been his first goal for Waasland Beveren. Oh, that was close. So I think I've worked out why we only got 4.5 as an average rating last time. As you can see, when in defence, we should be much, much deeper. I think we're playing a deep defensive line. As you can see by the arrow, this is where we should be standing. We were pretty much sitting as a striker in the last game. So I think just being out of position for that long is what led to such a low rating. It does mean we're going to have to make up the ground here to get back in an attacking position. But I think that could have been the problem. So hopefully drop a little bit deeper this time. That's the way forward. Ball into the box here. Oh, that's very well dealt with. Calm defending. It's our first chance to see Egy in full flight. That ball just... Oh, who was that to? Who was that even to? Ball over the top. It's kept in well. Oh, and that's disappointing. Waasland Beveren giving away a goal just before the half. It's Eduard who's claiming it. I think it came off a Beveren player though. Let's take another look at that. It was carnage in the box. We just couldn't get it away. Dembele played it back. Looping ball to the far post. Defender misjudged it. No, I think it was the keeper who actually put that into his own net. Unfortunate. We've not really created much in this game so far. That's probably a fair reflection of how this one has gone. And half-time whistle has been blown. Oh, that was right in the last few seconds of the first half. There's going to be some work to be done by the manager in the change rooms just to G up this Beveren side. They've looked poor in this one. They've looked tired. A little bit leggy after the last game. They had to do a lot of running. And only 31% possession this time. I mean, that just indicates more running. We've been chasing shadows. Egy's looking tired again already. Struggling once more to get involved. He's going to have to do a bit better in this second half if he wants to stay on for much longer. Oh, that's incisive stuff there from Celtic. Scott Sinclair, will he put a ball into the box? Takes his time, cuts back. Edge of the box here. Brown will float one in. Should be easy to deal with, and it is. Egy, lovely first touch. That's beautiful. Can we now launch a break? The centre forward lays it off. Can put a ball into him. Oh, and he's played it well to his left-hand side. Can we keep hold of it here? Egy edge of the box. Oh, gets a shot off. Egy got the box. Oh, it's not the first time that my commentating has put me off, and it did a little bit then. Another good sight of goal for Egy, though. He just couldn't quite get it onto his favoured left. And it was a tame shot in the end. Long ball, looking for the big centre forward. Lovely take from him on the chest. And now we've got men forward. 4 on 3 here, positionally. Oh, it's pulled back to Egy. Surely it's... Oh, no! No! An absolutely massive chance there. And he's pulled it wide. The goal at his mercy. Somehow we had a numerical advantage coming in there. And that's a great cutback. First proper chance of the game. And Egy puts it wide. There'll be millions of Indonesians shaking their heads at that one. That looked to be our best chance, and we've been pulled off as well. We did have 3 opportunities on goal in the game. The final one there, just before our substitution, was certainly the best. But the manager's decided that we've not quite done enough today for the second time in a row. We'll rejoin the action if anything happens. But for now, it looks like we are going to be coming away with 0 points here against the Scottish champions. Oh, and that is a stunning goal. And Celtic double their lead through Griffiths. And that is game over here for Waasland. Not good. Not good. There's no coming back from that. And that is a stunning effort as well. Let's have a look here. The Waasland Beveren players have been run ragged in this game. They've had such little possession. Oh, he just pops it up. Finishes with the left. That's game over. And there we have it. 2-0. The final score here in this second round International Champions Cup game. A lot of the Waasland Beveren players not happy. Some of them, I imagine, will be fairly unhappy with Egy, who missed some good chances, particularly the last one just before he got subbed off. But a word I would use at this stage would be adaptation, or adapt, or adaptate. I don't know, one of those variations of that word. Because Egy's still got a long way to go. He's very, very new to this level of football. And from another point of view, I'm very new to PES 19. There will be intricacies, there'll be slight changes from last year. And I think the passing, well, I know from the demo, the passing is less assisted than it has been. And this was a good opportunity here for Egy as well. This ball back inside was beautiful. Oh, I just couldn't get it on target. But as I said, we've got to adapt. The question is, will we get the opportunities from the manager? if we keep putting in poor performances like that. Well, no shots on target, and Egy had the best chances. A 5.5 today, that's better. I think that is because we dropped a bit deeper in defence. I think that was the problem. And yeah, it's the big number 9 actually. Well, I think number 7 might be big as well, but the big number 9, Forte, which I believe is strong in French. So that works for me. That's going to be the duo, I feel. Anyway, we'll see how that pans out. Disappointing not to get the 3 points today, but we've got 3 points already in the bag, so it's anyone's game at this point. The River Plate game now, a massive one, especially considering as they lost to Atletico Madrid. So it's anyone's game at the moment. 3 points for all of us. Slightly less goal difference. We'll need to beat River Plate by a large margin. Find that unlikely. Oh, look, we've already gone up to 69. I'm sure we were 67 rated to begin with, weren't we? If I imagine that? We haven't improved in any way, have we? Oh no, our stamina's improved slightly. There we are. We've gone up to 70 stamina. That's a good start. That's good. That might be what pushed us up to 69. Good. Well, quick improvements already. That maybe speaks to the better training facilities that they've got at Wasselenbever, and he's already becoming a much better player than he was only a week ago. So there we have it. End of the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to the second one. Let's go and take a look at the schedule. Obviously, we've got River Plate in the final fixture. And then we're into the regular season. First up, we've got Eupen. We're really going to struggle with pronunciation, aren't we? Any Belgians? David Job, long-time commenter. You're going to have to help me out with the pronunciations, mate. Already struggling. So we'll get into that in the next episode. And then only a few days from that, well, we've got the first round of the Crikey Cup. And it's Standard Liège. That's going to be tricky. And then we've got them in the league as well. So there we have it. Egy Maulana Vikri, our hero for this year. I think we're going to be very, very good friends. He's got a lot of potential. He's already got a lot of stats that I like the look of. He's going to develop very nicely. I can feel it already. Where will his career take him? What clubs will we play at? What will we win? What drama will unfold? Which teammates will we develop relationships with? It's all to play for. We're only 18 years old. We've got plenty of time. Join me in the next episode. I'll see you in a bit.